Good morning, Facebookers, lookers, and lurkers. It's your girl Jen on this marvelous Monday, July 10th here in Las Vegas. And I want to talk to you guys about this is only boot camp. What? Well, as some of you know, some don't, I am a Navy veteran, and I was thinking about my boot camp experience. And, when you prepare to go for boot camp, you start working out because you think you know what you're going to have to be able to do once you get to boot camp, and you buy all these things: toiletry, socks, underwear, shoes, everything you think you're going to need for boot camp, right? So you have this bag, you show up at Great Lakes, and you get there and they take all the stuff that you just bought to go to boot camp and they tell you to ship it back home. You're like, what? Why do I have to send all my stuff home? And the first thing they tell you is, if there's anything you need, we will issue it to you. Everything you need, we're going to provide for you. And I want you to know that this life that we live and this walk that we're walking is just that way. Everything we need to survive and everything we need to continue on, God is going to provide that. And so how does this relate to a boot camp experience? Well, during boot camp, the first few days, they don't let you sleep for the first, 48 hours. And you're like, oh my gosh, what's wrong with these people? What did I get myself into? And then you start going through different exercises, and you go through fire camp, and you go through, flooding situations, and you go through building situations, and you go through live fire, and you go through all these different situations. And what they're doing is actually preparing you for real life situations, so that when it does happen to you in real life, you are able, it's not foreign, you don't freeze up, and your body can kind of go into a reactionary phase that, you know what, I've been here, I can make this, I can make it through this. And God does the same thing. He wants you to know that you're stronger than you think you are. When I was going through boot camp, all I could think is, I hate it here. I cannot do this. I am older. I am heavy. I can't do this. I need to get up out of here. But once I completed boot camp, I looked back. The day I graduated boot camp, was like, it wasn't that bad. I could do boot camp again. And that's how life is, okay? That yes, this is a boot camp experience that you're going through. You might be going through financial hardship. You might be going through some health issues. You might be going through kids acting crazy, going through a divorce, going through whatever it is. This is your boot camp experience. And if it's not a boot camp experience and you have already graduated, look back and pull back from the lessons you learned back then, okay? Because God is never going to allow us to go through anything, that he hasn't prepared us for, or he's not holding our hand to get through. Because even through boot camp, when we're going through fire camp and the building's on fire, the room's full of smoke, I have, respiratory issues. I've got allergies. I can't do that. Guess what? Even though it was dark and it was smoky and it was hot and I didn't understand it, and I made it through, my RDCs and my drill sergeants were right there on the other side, because they weren't going to let anything detrimental happen to me. And God's the same way. He's not going to let this take you out. He's conditioning you for what's to come, so that when your battle does arrive, you're able to make it through and you know where to pull from. That's the first thing. And also, if you have graduated boot camp and it's time to be in the fleet, get out there and do the work. You have a job to do in God's army. And that means sharing his word. That means sharing his love. That doesn't mean sitting at home, getting out of standards, getting fat and lazy. And I'm not talking about physically fat. I'm talking about spiritually fat, to where all you do is take and take and take. No, it is time to do some work and get in the fleet, be productive, do your job, because that's truly the whole purpose of this. If he's brought you to it, he's trained you for it, shouldn't we be operating in our calling? Shouldn't we be operating in the position that he has? Because the thing is, if it's the job he ordained you for, we need you in that, because someone else has a different job. Don't wait on them to do it. You do your part, because guess what? We are in God's fleet, and it's time for us to step up, realize who we are, remember whose army we're in, and move forward. So even though we've gone through it, and yes, we've dealt with whatever it is, you still gonna have situations, because guess what? Once you graduate boot camp and you join the fleet, those bullets that are coming at you are aimed at you, but nothing will harm you. Just trust God, okay? You guys be blessed on this morning, and I'm going to get ready for work. Have a fantastic day. I hope this came through clear. Good morning, Brian, Marie, Miss Mother Marie, Mr. Derek, September, and whoever else is going too fast. I can't see you. You guys have a fantastic day. I love you. Talk to you guys tomorrow.